I think I'm in.
Are you? Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Almost ready.
Cool.
Did you know that, like for cats, those Victorian collars, they've got like ones that look like orange slices and stuff. They're like cute, like with little flowers on them and stuff.
Well, funny. No, I didn't see that.
All right. Let's let Myrtle buy some memberships.
Myrtle.
Then we'll be ready to go. There you go. There's Myrtle.
You gotta love Myrtle. Gotta love Myrtle.
Oh, yay, Roachy got one. Okay. Let's do it.
Roachy.
It's time for Weird Medicine with Dr. Steve.
I've got diphtheria crushing my esophagus. I've got Ebola virus dripping from my nose. I've got the leprosy of the heart valve, exacerbating my incredible woes. I want to take my brain out and blast it with the wave, an ultrasonic, echographic, and a pulsating shave. I want a magic pill for all my ailments, the health equivalent to Citizen Kane. And if I don't get it now in a tablet, I think I'm doomed and I'll have to go insane. I want a requiem for my disease, so I'm paging Dr. Steve.
It's Weird Medicine, the first and still only uncensored medical show in the history of broadcast radio and the longest-running show on this channel. I'm Dr. Steve with my little pal, Dr. Scott, the traditional Chinese medicine provider, gives me street cred The Whack Alternative Medicine Assholes. Hello, Dr. Scott.
Hey, Dr. Steve.
And back from sabbatical, it's Tacey. Hello, Tacey.
Hello.
This is a show for people who had never listened to a medical show on the radio. If you got a question you're embarrassed to take to your regular medical provider, or if you can't find an answer anywhere else, give us a call, 347-766-4323. That's 347-POOHEAD. Visit our website at drsteve.com for podcast, medical news, and stuff you can buy I can't mention contractually. Most importantly, we are not your medical providers. Take everything with a grain of salt. Don't act on anything you hear on this show without talking it over with your doctor, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, pharmacist, chiropractor, acupuncturist, yoga master, physical therapist, or whatever. All right, very good. Don't forget Dr. Scott's website at simplyherbals.net. That's simplyherbals.net. Everything going okay over there, Dr. Scott?
We've been busy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, tis the season.
Tis the season.
So if you want your peppermint CBD nasal spray, nasal rinse.
Yes.
It's the greatest stuff in the world. I sent somebody up to your office for some fatigue reprieve the other day.
Yep. Thank you.
You were almost out of it.
Yes.
So you got some more coming?
Yeah, we got some more. We've got some coming.
All right.
Yeah, it's been a busy season, man.
That was GVAC's favorite. So, yeah. And if you are a weird medicine listener, and this isn't an ad, but you happen to buy something from Dr. Scott, let him know, and he throws some stupid, tchotchkes in there.
Yep. We love to do it.
Yeah.
Love to do it.
All right. And don't forget to check me out at Normal World, youtube.com/@normalworld, or on Blaze TV with Dave Landau. And doing some fun stuff over there. Did one recently, I think we talked about this last week, that was so disgusting we had to change it.
Isn't that the second time that's happened?
No, this is the first time. But so
Oh my gosh.
So I realized that, a close-up of a cow, defecating, just shooting out of its ass for 30 seconds is probably a little bit extreme. So, of course, I used that on the video for Carl from WATP's 600th show. I was just talking about one thing and just threw that image up. And that image and other disgusting images will be on display May 9th through the 11th at Hackamania. Get your tickets at hackamania.com. And use offer code WEIRD for 10% off your tickets. And if you use my offer code, I don't know, hearty handshake coming your way. Let me know that you did, and I'm bringing a bunch of pins and poker chips and stuff, so you'll get some free stuff. But yeah, use mine. Don't use Carl's. Offer code WEIRD, hackamania.com. Okay, very good.
Cool.
All right. Tacey, you got something for us?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, let's hear it. Hang on.
It's Tacey's time of topics. A time for Tacey to discuss topics of the day. Not to be confused with Topic Time with Harrison Young, which is copyrighted by Harrison Young and Area 58 Public Access. And now, here's Tacey.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Today's subject is a UTI vaccine.
This is crazy.
Yep.
Euromune, also known by its developmental code named MV-140, is a polyvalent bacterial vaccine which is used and is being developed for prevention of recurrent urinary tract infections.
Yeah, this is crazy. There are particularly women that have recurrent urinary tract infections, and some of them have to take antibiotics chronically, which is not good. And sometimes, as they get older and they have these recurrent urinary tract infections, it can cause delirium. It can cause sepsis. In other words, where the bacteria invade the bloodstream. Yep. So it's bad. So anyway, go ahead, Tace.
It has been found to reduce total number of UTIs by about 70%.
That's huge.
To increase UTI-free rates from around 25% to 57%, and to increase time to next UTI from about 1.6 months to 9 months.
And that's average, so some people get better than that.
Right.
It has also been found to reduce subjective UTI symptoms, reduce antibiotic use, and improve quality of life.
I wonder if this would work for people who It contains inactivated bacteria from the most common types of bacteria. So I bet people who have ureaplasm, unless it's in there, it's not going to help them because there are some people that have chronic UTI symptoms. from inflammation in the bladder. And there's one called trigonitis, which is inflammation of the bladder, the trigone of the bladder, which is between the two inlets from the kidney, right, the ureters, right, and the outlet. So there's this thing called the trigone. It's a sort of triangular shaped place. And they can get inflammation there, and you have to take triamcinolone, or no, that's not right, triamterene, antibiotic, on and on and on to keep it suppressed. There are other people that have inflammation due to a weird organism called ureaplasma, and it's really hard to get rid of too. So if this works, maybe in the future they'll have something that will clear that as well.
That'll be great.
Go ahead, Taste.
Says the effectiveness of the vaccine appears to decrease with time, which might warrant readministration.
Yeah,
Sure.
Uramune is used as a sublingual spray once daily
What?
for 3 months.
Wow.
It's sublingual.
Side effects of Uramune are considered infrequent, minor, and usually not treatment related. It is an inactivated combination of 4 major bacteria known to cause recurrent UTIs.
And those 4 are E. coli, or did you want to?
No, because I can't.
Okay, E. coli, Klebsiella pneumoniae, Proteus vulgaris, and Enterococcus fecalis. So those are the big 4.
Okay.
So that's good, yeah.
It is thought to work by increasing adaptive immunity against UTI-causing bacteria.
That's crazy.
It might also work by increasing trained immunity against these pathogens.
Yeah.
And that is my story for the day.
I don't know if I want to put E. coli under my tongue, though.
Well,
I mean, it's not actually shit. It's just
it's like a
bacteria.
stool transfer, kind
Yeah,
of the same kind of
sorta.
thing, just in a little different space.
Yeah, that's really different than I thought it would be. I was thinking maybe it was a monoclonal antibody or something, but then it wouldn't really be a vaccine. So it's just really giving you, it's a traditional vaccine where you're being exposed to bacterial parts before you get exposed to the actual bacteria. You know,
Wow.
pretty cool.
That's wonderful.
Yay. Well, that's a good one, Taste.
Good one, Taste.
Is that all you got?
Well, thank you, Steve.
That's all you need.
Thank
that
you
one,
for sending it to me.
well, that one came from Stacy Deloach, I believe. So.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Good.
Good old Stace.
All right. You got anything, Scott?
No.
Okay.
Number one thing, don't take advice from some asshole on the radio.
All right. Let's do a couple of these things. I've got, well, here's one that might you might be
Hey,
able
Dr.
to
Steve.
answer.
This is Matt from Connecticut.
Hey, Matt.
I recently just lost a bunch of weight, went from 320 to about 295.
Excellent.
Started doing keto, was pre-diabetic, so I'm waiting to get a repeat blood test after about 3 months to see how everything looks. But since I've been going back to the gym, I feel much better, but I'm getting this achy throb in my shoulder, and it goes like from almost like where your clavicle and collarbone is, and it kind of goes behind my shoulder, and then it radiates up my neck into the front and side of my, almost like my skull. Just throbs, and I just have to like kind of let my arm hang a little bit, and I'm just curious if it's something that I should just keep taking anti-inflammatories for.
All right. The noise in his
Yeah.
car. You know what it is?
I'm going to err on the side of something not so great, something like a brachial plexus syndrome.
Well, maybe.
It's kind of what I'm, because, I mean, he could have little rotator cuff. It could be levator strain. I mean,
That's what I'm thinking.
but when he's talking about it wrapping around, front, underneath, the whole thing and going up into his neck, I almost lean into like a brachial plexus.
Yeah, brachial plexus. So what Scott's talking about is a group of nerves that are kind of under the armpit.
Yeah,
And-
kind of the lower cervical spine area.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
And but they go through there, and you the brachial plexus fires nerve signals to the hand, and also receives stuff from there as well.
Yep.
From the arm and the hand. And yeah, so that's possible. I'm just thinking after he lost weight, he just hit the gym.
Yeah.
And now he's got inflammation in his
Kind
shoulder.
of an overuse syndrome, yeah.
And what I would do is see your primary, and then they can always send you to physical therapy. If they may, if you have loss of range of motion, they'll do an MRI on your shoulder just to see if you've got a tear in one of the muscles or tendons. Could just, I'll poke around on those, and every once in a while you just find a
trigger spot.
supraspinatus tendonitis. That's a tendon over the that sort of spine of the shoulder blade.
Yeah, scapula.
And right. But our listeners know it as
Oh, yeah.
the shoulder
Sure.
blade.
Sure,
But
sure.
there's
The wing bone.
If you feel back, there's sort of a spine over there. And right above that, there's a fleshy part, and that's the supraspinatus muscle. And it's one that it's kind of thin, and it's really easy to get inflamed. And I do a lot of supraspinatus injections in my office.
Well, there, and then what he's talking about, too, a little bit of the deltoids, a little bit of the long head of the biceps tendon.
Deltoid being the big
bigger
fleshy thing over the
kind of
shoulder itself.
Flops over the shoulder.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I would tell him first, though?
Yeah,
I would ask him first. When you go to the gym, find out which one of the exercises is making it, if it makes it a little bit worse. Because 9 out of 10 times what happens is when people start lifting weights, when their elbows flare away from their ribs, they get out into free space, and that puts in a lot of extra strain on the shoulders.
Yes.
So a lot of times if you're doing bicep curls and your arms flare out, or you're doing bench presses or push-ups, or even anything over your head, if your elbows get away from your ribs, your shoulders get much more engaged and they can get sore.
Interesting.
So maybe try to keep your elbows down when you're doing bench presses or push-ups, bicep curls, things like that, to try to really not get that shoulder muscle so worked up.
Yeah.
So you can continue to work out without hurting your shoulder.
Yeah.
So
That's good
maybe
advice.
Think that, Think that.
All right. So let us know what you find out.
Yes.
All right. I was going to put up a picture of the brachial plexus up on our YouTube, but I couldn't get it to work. So I'm sorry. All right. Let's try this one. Oh, this is an interesting question.
Hey, Dr. Steve.
Hey.
Huge fan. This is Ron from Oregon.
Hey, thanks, Ron.
Been listening to you since O&A.
Yeah, awesome.
Love you. So,
Thanks.
listen,
Likewise.
I got a weird question, because weird medicine.
Hence
how
the
is
name.
Or why is it that when you put a lidocaine patch on your lower back for pain symptoms, it soaks into your bloodstream? Nicotine patch does the same thing.
Yep.
Or when you rub test, cream on your body, it somehow helps your testosterone levels.
Yep.
But yet, when you go in, let's say, a really salty ocean and stay in there for an hour, your sodium levels don't go up. Or when you're in a pool for a long time, you don't all of a sudden get poisoned from chlorine or something like that.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm asking is, what is the mechanism that makes certain things go into your bloodstream and certain things not? I think I'm an idiot, but I think it's called transdermal. What makes it transdermal?
Right.
And also, I got a quick question after that.
Yeah.
Why is it when you eat asparagus?
Okay, hang on. Let's do this one first, and then we'll.
That's a great question.
Yeah. So, if you take, let's just use pain medication. You take morphine. It's a large, water-soluble molecule.
Okay.
If you put it under your tongue, it's not absorbed. 5 to 10%. There's a big myth that if you put it under your tongue, it gets absorbed, but it doesn't. It has to hit the GI tract.
Right.
If you put it on your skin, nothing. If you remember when we had Susie in the, I don't know if you were you here for the vodka tampon?
No, I wasn't here for that.
Okay,
episode,
so
no.
what we did
What a
was
shame.
we soaked a tampon in vodka, and she inserted it, and then we had a breathalyzer because we were trying to bust the myth that you can do that to somehow evade, getting a DWI or getting, where if you're underage, you could somehow, quote unquote, drink using your vagina, which none of that worked. And the reason is that the skin is impervious to water-soluble things.
Right.
Fentanyl is a small lipid soluble. In other words, it is you can dissolve it in fat, and that will readily go through the skin. So if you have something that is dissolvable in fat, that is going to be the most bioavailable when you put it on the skin. And by bioavailable, I mean available to the body to use.
In a usable
other words,
form.
it will pass through the skin and into the bloodstream. And then the least bioavailable thing is going to be something that's purely water soluble.
Okay.
And there's a reason for it. The mechanism is there is this thing called the stratum corneum, which is an outermost layer of the skin, and it's composed of tightly packed dead skin cells filled with keratin, which is a protein, and it creates a waterproof barrier that repels water from penetrating deeper into the body. And it also has fats in it, ding, 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 that most people know that if you take like oil and put it in a jar and then pour water over it, the two things will separate. The oil is less dense, so it floats to the top, usually anyway. And they won't mix. You can make an emulsion if you try really hard, but for the most part, they won't mix. So you have keratin and you have basically oil that forms what we call a hydrophobic layer. And so water and solutes and stuff can't go through. So you can go into the ocean and you're not getting a big load of salt being injected into your body. But if you have chronic cancer pain and you put transdermal fentanyl on, then you can, because it will pass through because it's lipid soluble.
Gotcha.
So anything that's water or charged, particularly, you have ions in water, you have sodium and you have chloride. Salt doesn't exist in water as sodium chloride. It's sodium ions and chloride ions, and they're all just sort of floating around, interacting with each other and stuff. So because they're charged, also, again, they can't pass through that neutral lipid layer.
Gotcha.
And that's why.
Gotcha.
So that's a great question, because you wonder, well, shit, if I get in the ocean, how come I'm not getting a salt overload?
I think it's also important to tell everyone about the side effects she experienced from the tampon incident.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, if we're going to go
yeah.
back to that, she had an itchy vagina for about a month.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So
Yikes.
we concluded that, number one, it doesn't work. Let's drink it.
Exactly.
Stop trying to be clever. No alcohol enemas. That has the potential to kill you. No vaginal alcohol suppositories, because it doesn't work and it's just going to cause vaginitis. I've seen fraternity, brothers putting alcohol under their eyelids.
Oh, geez.
That's just going to cause a conjunctivitis, and it may be absorbed, but it's the only amount that's going to be absorbed is the amount that you can put under your eyelid, which isn't enough to do anything anyway.
No, and you're going to spend a whole lot more going to Quick Care
Yeah, and
to get an eye cream.
Right. And when you drink alcohol, most people can control how much they drink. And if you get too much, you pass out.
Right.
We had a friend that used to come to our parties, and she'd pass out by 7:30, and I'd have to drive her home. It was ridiculous. And, but she never got alcohol poisoning because she would pass out before she could drink anymore. Whereas if you take a whole bottle of something and you put it in an enema bag and shove it up your ass and put it in your colon, you have no control over the intake of that.
Yep.
It's just going to get all absorbed all at once, and you're going to pass out and you may die. It's happened. When I was medical examiner, you remember I used to get that magazine called the National Association of Medical Examiners, or NAME, or NAME, and they loved just letting everybody know about these horrific deaths. The guy that gave himself a concrete enema and didn't realize it was exothermic and it cooked him from the inside. Another guy that gave himself a champagne enema and then did autoerotic asphyxiation and passed out and died with the Hansen video still, on infinite loop. Yeah, it was bad. So don't do that stuff. Just drink responsibly, but drink it. Don't try to be clever.
Yeah. And enjoy.
No other orifices.
Yes, enjoy.
God.
And be responsible.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I believe I said drink responsibly, but yes, it doesn't hurt to reiterate. All right. Very good. All right. Now he had another question.
I know it stinks, but for me, and I think for everybody else, it happens within 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh, wait. What's he talking
Asparagus.
about? Oh, okay.
I know it stinks, but for me, me. And
Okay, so he's asking about asparagus piss. I did a thing for Dave Landau's Normal World on that. You might be able to find it, Normal World, asparagus, Dr. Steve, but I can just tell you the answer. Some people produce the smell, and some people can smell the smell. So there are people that don't produce, and there are people that can't smell it. And then there are people that produce it and smell it, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's where the confusion comes from, because not everybody reacts to this the same way. And, they identified this precursor or this molecule that causes the smell, and it's a sulfur-containing molecule. The problem is, once it's in the urine and it outgasses, and so that you can smell it, it's so small that it shouldn't be in the urine. It should have been broken up and filtered out. Okay. So what that tells us is there is a precursor molecule that is cleaved either in the kidney or somewhere in the urinary tract that then breaks down to this smelly molecule that not everybody can smell and not everybody produces. So, and they've never identified what that precursor molecule is. And the reason they've never identified it is because you can't get grant money.
There's no money in it.
To find out what's the actual molecule that causes asparagus piss smell.
Right on.
So, but that's what it is. And it's just there is a precursor molecule in asparagus particularly that when it's broken down somewhere in before it hits your bladder, then becomes a small sulfur-containing molecule that outgasses when you piss, and some people can smell it, and some people can't. So there are people that will produce it but can't smell it. So they're like, "You're crazy. My piss doesn't smell." But the person next to him is like, "Oh, I can tell you had asparagus."
What is happening in that room?
Well, it's it's like men's bathroom. There's urinals.
That's disgusting.
It's different than females. Men sometimes they just have troughs and that men piss into. Particularly at the ball fields. In France, they used to have the pissoir, which was just a place men could go in and piss, and it just had a covering from about your knees to your nose. And you could still see their feet, and people
fun.
in there pissing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how. See, in a woman's bathroom, that would be unlikely to happen because women sit in different stalls, and they're not just sitting there open, looking at each other's junk and stuff.
Disgusting.
But anyway, so and then some people don't produce it, but can smell it in other people, and it's like, well, I can eat asparagus all day long, and my piss doesn't smell. So that's where the controversy is. It's not that different from the controversy about female ejaculation, where some women ejaculate, some have coital incontinence, which is the release of clear fluid from the bladder during intercourse, and then some people do both, and some do none. So there is just this ongoing controversy. Oh, it's just piss, or no, it's not. It's it's ejaculate, and both of them are right, sort of, and and on it goes. If you want to convince somebody of the reality of female ejaculation and coital incontinence, go to drsteve.com. I've got an article that I wrote that is the final answer, and it is backed by scientific, papers in the medical literature. All right, and even Brian Redban from Joe Rogan's show, somebody would bring it up and he'd say, "Dr. Steve, explained this years ago."
Cool.
Yeah. So I don't know where Brian. I reached out to him recently and I haven't heard from him, but anyway, that was kind of cool.
Cool.
Anyway, okie-doke. All right, that's why.
Good.
All right, let's see here. We did that one. Let's do this one. This is kind of interesting.
Hey, Dr. Steve. It's Todd from Pennsylvania.
Hey, man.
So I have two questions.
Okay.
I recently found a new product, I guess we'll call it. It's called Methylene Blue.
It's not new.
And I was wondering what you knew about it. I have started taking it and over the last about a week or so, and I haven't noticed any changes.
Well, okay, so this is that typical thing. what are you trying to accomplish? Because people say, well, is vitamin D any good? Well, for what? Mm-hmm. You want to prevent rickets? It's fucking great. Mm-hmm. You want to prevent heart attacks? Probably not so much. Mm-hmm. Do you want to decrease all-cause mortality? Maybe. Mm-hmm. There's some data on that.
Possibly.
So, so that's the thing. So what are you trying to accomplish with this?
Other than my urine is
blue.
A lot on the blue side.
Yeah.
Kind of teal, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Teal.
Yeah.
And but other than that, I haven't noticed any adverse effects.
Yeah. Okay.
But I did a little bit of the internet research, and there could be some problems. But I was wondering what your opinion of it was.
Okay. Well, okay. So let's talk about methylene blue. The indication from the FDA is to treat a condition called methemoglobinemia. And that's where hemoglobin changes its conformation and becomes less able to carry oxygen. And when you take methylene blue for that, it can help to reverse it. Now, there are some other things that methylene blue is used for, and there's one is called vasoplegic syndrome. And it's kind of interesting that the methylene blue will help to prevent this sort of distributive shock that occurs during coronary procedures. And every once in a while, like if you have a coronary artery bypass graft and you have this shock that happens right after, shock just meaning precipitous dropping of your blood pressure, they can give methylene blue IV, and that may help particularly when epinephrine is not effective.
Okay.
Now, during lumpectomy or mastectomy, they'll apply it as a dye to map out which lymph nodes, if any, have signs of malignancy because it will stain them.
Wow.
It also reduces post-injection pain when used 45 seconds before the administration of a beta blocker called propofol. And you can also use it for plasmodium, in other words, malaria, in areas that have shown resistance to chloroquine and pyrimethamine. So, there's all kinds of crazy stuff, but I don't know. And then you can use it to identify the parathyroid glands if you're doing a parathyroidectomy.
Gotcha.
So when you open up somebody's neck and you get a bloodless field, parathyroid glands are embedded in the thyroid, and it's hard to find the damn things. But if you throw some methylene blue in there, they'll light up. You can see them.
Gotcha.
So, it's kind of interesting, and I don't know what in the hell you would just go buy it and take it for, to be honest with you.
I think in the alternative world, they use it a lot as an
antidepressant.
Well, no, is for brain fog, for anti-inflammation, and it's as an anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial kind of thing, just in small doses.
Well, okay, so I'm looking at NIH, and they're saying one of the most common adverse effects of methylene blue is bluish-green discoloration of urine, so that would be teal.
So he may be taking a tad too much of his methylene blue.
Yeah,
he may have to check the dosage before he carries on.
Yeah, other common adverse effects is, if you give it IV, which he's not, is limb pain. And it can also contribute to serotonin syndrome if it's combined with other drugs like serotonin selective reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs like Prozac, Paxil, that kind of stuff, SNRIs, serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors, which would be duloxetine, which is Cymbalta, or Pristiq, venlafaxine, and other antidepressants. So you got to be really careful not to take this stuff if you are on a drug that modulates serotonin levels.
Gotcha.
All right. I don't know. I don't. So tell me again why the alternative people are using it.
Using it to treat specifically some brain fog. So like post-COVID brain fogs. I've seen
would
it.
They get the idea that would do anything?
I don't know, but they use it in really small doses because I guess it has some anti-inflammatory properties, and certainly I've seen people use it like as little washes and stuff just for an antiseptic.
So now I'm looking here. I searched instead of looking at the science. I looked at the alternative, quote unquote, science. It says methylene blue is used to improve memory and cognitive function. Okay, so there's a link here.
Yep.
So let me see. This is benefits of methylene blue in alternative medicine, but this is from a functional medicine website, so it's not got any data whatsoever. So let's go to PubMed. So anybody can go to pubmed.gov and put in methylene blue and cognitive, right?
Right.
And let's see if there's anything in the actual medical literature about this. Now, quite a few things.
Oh, wow.
But it looks all preclinical, meaning that's not human studies. It says from mitochondrial function to neuroprotection, an emerging role for methylene blue. Now, this is another one of these things where it's on the market and it's known to be relatively safe. And so people are getting it and using it, and based on studies that really are not clinical studies. But it says this is from what journal is this? Molecular Neurobiology. And it says methylene blue can reroute electrons in the mitochondrial electron transfer chain. Damn! I don't know if I like that. Directly from NADH to cytochrome C, increasing the activity of complex 4 and effectively promoting mitochondrial activity. Well, okay, while mitigating oxidative stress. Well, that might be good. Anything that mitigates stress is good. And, okay, so it says here, methylene blue has shown impressive efficacy in mitigating neurodegeneration and the accompanying behavioral phenotypes in animal models for conditions such as stroke, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, and traumatic brain injury. Now we're getting somewhere. So, Dr. Scott, would you look up methylene blue and peripheral neuropathy?
Sure.
See if you can find any studies on that, because shit, I might need to take this stuff.
I'll say we could use a gallon of it, couldn't we?
You guys do teach me things on this show, so people ask me questions like I've never heard of that, and then I look it up and find that actually there is some truth to it. Now here's one: exploring methylene blue and its derivatives in Alzheimer's treatment, a comprehensive review of randomized controlled trials. So this has been looked at quite a bit, and this is in the journal Cereus, Cereus. Yeah, hang on just a sec, Tace. It says the findings of the studies indicate the administration of methylene blue has demonstrated enhancements in cognitive functions, reductions in the accumulation of plaques containing beta amyloid, improvements in memory and cognitive function in animal subjects. Okay, what were you going to say, Tace?
Well, it says it may help with peripheral neuropathy. However, it also could damage nerves.
Oh, well, okay, don't want that.
And it says it helps with peripheral neuropathy by pain relief, nerve block, discogenic low back pain. How it can damage nerves is reversible nerve damage, reducing nerve sensitivity.
Really?
Can induce dose-dependent toxicity in peripheral neurons. Can potentially be fatal when used with medications that increase serotonin.
Interesting.
Other considerations, if you have a G6PD deficiency, you should avoid it.
Okay, so G6PD is also a drug, is an enzyme that if you take 5-fluorouracil, if you got colon cancer and you have G6PD deficiency, then you're going to have a really wild and sometimes life-threatening adverse reaction to that. And they don't test for it because it's so rare. But then when you have somebody and it happens to them, you kind of go, well, would you have paid for the test? And they're like, hell yeah, I would have to have avoided this. So it's a little bit of a quandary in oncology still to this day.
Hey, so it's saying here, too, I'm reading where the pain relief from methylene blue helps by reducing nitric oxide
reducing
production.
it?
Yeah, reducing the production.
Oh, I don't like that.
Well, reducing nitric oxide production. For pain, it's good.
Yeah, but
for erections,
it's
that bad.
Sucks. Right, look up methylene blue and impotence, then see if it contributes to impotence. See, this is how we do our research. We might as well just do it on the fly so you kind of see. Here we go. While they're looking that up, therapeutic benefits of methylene blue on cognitive impairment during chronic cerebral hypoperfusion. In other words, people who have low blood flow to the brain, and this is a risk factor for cognitive impairment and Alzheimer's disease. What'd you find?
So here's the funny thing: methylene blue is not used to treat ED,
Yeah,
but is used to treat if you have priapism.
There you go. Ding, 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 ding.
Give thyself a bell.
There you go. How funny.
So
it works. You can have your cake or you can have your ice cream, but you can't have both.
You can have your cake or you can have your erection. You can't have your
I'll
cake and cock too or whatever.
You know, at certain ages, I think the cake is a little bit better.
Yeah,
especially I'll take the cake too, man. And reduce the
so
the
we
nitric
predicted
oxide
that. We would have
peripherally.
predicted that.
Yeah, that's correct.
So that hits agrees with our hypothesis.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's this dude that's calling. Let us know if it's affecting your ability to get an erection, because that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is
right?
bizarre.
Okay. Did he have another question, or was that it? Let me see.
And also, my second question is, why are you only on Sunday night and they don't replay your show at any point during the week?
Yeah, they used to play us Saturday at 7.
Prime time, yeah.
Yeah, Sunday at 5, and then Monday at 5 a.m. And that's where Rob Bartlett used to listen to us, because he would be driving into WFAN to do the Imus show, and on his way in, our show would be playing on Sirius XM. And that's how he became, I hesitate to say fan. He says fan. I say listener. He became a listener of our show. I'm the fan. I'm a fan of his. He can't be a fan of ours.
So funny. Yeah.
Remember meeting him? There's a picture of,
Right here.
yeah, that's a picture with me. And then there's a picture with the four of us with him when we were up in the studio that day. That was cool. We just walked in. He was there, and he was like, oh, my God.
How fun.
So I didn't think anybody listened, much less Rob Bartlett from the Imus show, who was the best part of that show, in my opinion. Anyway, all right. Did you guys hear Anthony is going to WABC radio?
Yes, I did.
I missed it.
And it's an AM radio, but it's syndicated to, I don't know, a lot of markets. And at both FM and AM, and it's, conservative talk radio. I think he'll do an amazing job over there. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But anyway, congratulations to him.
Yeah, congrats.
All right, here we go.
Hey, Dr. Steve, this is Evan from Michigan.
Yeah, hey, man, Evan.
I was thinking lately, I cook a lot, and I rarely use iodized table salt. I almost exclusively use sea salt.
Yeah.
And was wondering if since this is, I feel like it's pretty common, if goiters have.
Hey, will you look up, does sea salt have any iodine in it? Because if it's really from the sea, it should have minerals and gold and stuff like that in it.
Skyrocketed because nobody's using iodized salt anymore.
Yeah.
Or if they've put it in enough things and people are getting enough of it that they've remained stable.
Yeah, you don't need much.
Yes, it does have iodine in it.
Okay, so just not as much as the hyperiodized stuff. So not getting enough iodine in your diet can absolutely increase the risk of thyroid disease, including enlarged thyroid, low thyroid hormone, and iodized salt's the easiest way to get it. But most salt used in processed foods in the United States is, go ahead, non-ionized, go ahead.
Okay, so there's iodized sea salt, and then there's natural sea salt. And if it's natural sea salt,
then there's not.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it may contain trace amounts of iodine from the ocean water.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
But so I guess it depends on the kind of sea salt you buy.
Okay.
Give thyself a bell.
There you go.
Suck it.
Suckers.
So when you eat in a restaurant, most of the time they're going to be using iodized salt, unless it's a really highfalutin restaurant. But there are also foods that you can get iodine from as well. And do you know any of those, Dr. Scott?
Say it again.
Foods that have naturally have iodine.
Oh, yes, your kelp.
Yep.
Yeah, kelp would be one. Seaweed. Other things.
Yeah, lots of people eat kelp.
Country ham.
Nori. Scott's 100% right. He
ham.
should actually get a bell for that because kelp is actually
Give thyself
number
a
one.
bell.
Yeah.
fish, cod, tuna, salmon, shellfish, dairy, milk, cheese, yogurt, whole eggs, and then beef liver.
Oh, gross.
But then fortified breads and cereals will have it too. But the iodine in those foods can vary. So what I would do is you don't need a whole lot of iodine. I mean, for you to get iodine, not poisoning, but to get thyroid disease from lack of iodine, you really have to have no iodine in your diet whatsoever. So if you're eating eggs, milk, cheese, tuna, shellfish, some fruits, yogurt, restaurant food and stuff like that, and as Dr. Scott said, seaweed, lima beans, chicken, prunes, all these things, shrimp, all these things have some iodine in them. This is what I would do is every few times when you cook, use some iodized salt. Yeah. And then you're guaranteed to get it. You can take iodine tablets, but that's not necessary, I don't think. Yeah, I would be very surprised if in the United States, even if you are cooking purely with pink Himalayan salt, that you are not getting enough iodine, unless you're just, literally eating just vegetables out of your garden. And even then, there are, a few of them that have some iodine in them anyway. All right, so just use some iodized salt every once in a while. They recommend that you get enough iodine just to avoid thyroid disease. Now, do you know why they give people iodine tablets when, in case there's a nuclear attack?
Oh gosh, no.
So what happens is you get iodine isotopes in the fallout, and they will be taken up by the thyroid, and then over time, this is assuming you survive,
right.
The nuclear attack, those isotopes of iodine will be taken up by the thyroid and eventually will give off beta decay. I believe it's beta decay. Yeah. And that is ionizing to the point where it can cause cancer.
Wow.
But if you take an iodine tablet, what it does is it fills up all of the iodine receptors in the thyroid, and then the radioactive iodine will just bounce off the thyroid. It's got nowhere to go.
Wow.
So that's the key. Yeah, so you want to make sure that those receptors are totally filled up so radioactive iodine can't take hold. Okay?
Cool.
There you go. All right. Very good. Let's see. Okay.
Hey, Dr. Steve. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm 50 years old, about 6 foot, about 165 pounds. Pretty active, pretty healthy. Don't drink, don't smoke. But I have to eat constantly, and I have, my energy sinks if I don't, and I have to pack a lot of snacks and water and stuff for my daily, work day. And so is it just a high metabolism, or is there something that I should have checked out? Just wondering. Also, thank you for the many years of service, and kind of missed the show on XM, but can always fall back on the podcast, I suppose. But thanks for all you do, man. I appreciate it.
Buddy.
And thanks for the laughs and all the pertinent information. I really appreciate it, man. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
That's the wrong show.
And nothing funny going on in this room.
No funny stuff here.
But I appreciate it. And yes, May 11th may be the final recording for Sirius XM, but we're still going to be doing some stuff. I don't know what exactly it will be, if it's a Friday night live stream or we're just going to do documentary style stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I've really enjoyed Kaylee from Once Over with Kaylee taught me how to, when I was in Largo, it got me started using DaVinci. And DaVinci is what they use, like, the movie studios use this stuff. You can get it for free. But if you buy the little video editor that's not that expensive, it's under $400, that you get DaVinci, the full implementation for free. And I mean, you can do blue screens, green screens, you can do, all kinds of mist effects, and anything you can think of in a movie that would be done post-production, you can do in DaVinci. And I've really enjoyed that, making those videos and stuff. And I just do real simple stuff with me talking in front of a green screen with a AI doctor's office behind me. And then just bring up different, video and photographic assets while I'm talking. But it's really fun to do. I like doing that, so I want to do more of that. Because I see people like Anton from the physics channel, and he's always talking, he's the guy that goes, hello, wonderful person. And I really like him. And then every day he does a video about a different science topic, and it's just he does it in front of a green screen. And I think I could do one of those a week. I don't think I'm going to do one every day until I retire, which I'll be dead before I ever retire. But anyway, so that's the kind of stuff we're going to do. But thank you for that. Now, what the hell was his question?
I don't even remember now either. Let's start it again. Yeah, a 50-year-old at something.
He has to eat all the time.
A lot, yeah.
So, and if he doesn't eat, his energy level drops. Yes. So, Tacey, you want to take this one?
Get him, Taste.
Thyroid?
No, I'm thinking something else that is pertinent to you.
Insulin resistance.
There you go. Ding, 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 ding.
Lucky you.
Give thyself a bell.
So that's my guess. You want to?
I was going to say
you were nodding, so go ahead. You talk.
A little hypoglycemic too. I mean, in his body could be just. As you age, your body changes a little bit, and if he's eating foods that convert into sugar pretty quickly, sometimes we think we're eating really healthy foods like fruits and things that convert into sugar too quickly, and it'll spike your insulin. So it's really important.
When the insulin spikes, it's going to overshoot, and then the blood sugar is going to drop,
and then you feel
like crap.
Going down. Yeah.
So he needs blood work, correct?
This is what I would do if he came to me with that complaint. I'd like to get, a food diary from him.
Absolutely.
What are you eating, and then when are you eating it, and how do you feel, and all that stuff. But I would do a glucose tolerance test on him, where you give him a certain amount of sugar, and then you take blood before, and then immediately after, and then periodically thereafter, and you watch the blood sugar peak and then drop, and if it becomes hypoglycemic, then that makes the diagnosis.
Yeah, and Dang Lizard, actually, the funny thing, I was just reading his question. Dang Lizard from the Fluid family had a question regarding those glucose monitors that people are kind of all the rage right now.
Yeah.
And what our thoughts are on those things. And
you mean for someone that doesn't have diabetes?
Correct. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, but the reason they're again, alternative world.
That's fine.
The reason they're wearing them is because what they're trying to do is establish which foods you can eat.
I'm fine with that.
That affect you differently.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. And so it may be something, because a lot of people don't think about you. They think they have a glass of orange juice and they have some mixed berries and some oatmeal for breakfast.
Yeah.
And they feel great for about 15 minutes.
And then
kaboom.
Yeah.
And it's maybe one of those constant glucose monitors might help people to realize if they eat their yogurt with berries, there's a reason why they feel good for 15 minutes, and then it's not very good the rest of the day. So
one thing that I would like for him to do is get rid of the carbohydrate snacks and use protein snacks instead, because they'll last longer. They don't spike your insulin.
Absolutely.
And this may be a vicious cycle where he's spiking his insulin in the morning, and then it drops.
Yeah.
And now he's taking a carbohydrate snack to get it back up, and then his insulin is peaking again and then driving his blood sugar down. And it never ends. Right, he's chasing it. Exactly right. So, the other things that can cause polyphagia, which is what we call that. We have to have a different name for everything. It just means eating a lot. That's poly, a lot, phagia, eating a lot. A lack of sleep can do it. Stress can do it. Just your, and again, shitty diet. There are some medications, antihistamines, some antidepressants that can cause polyphagia, but the combination of eating to keep yourself from feeling crappy because your energy level is dropping if you don't eat really makes me think. And now, Tacey did say something. The other thing I would check on them is a thyroid.
Sure. Absolutely.
I would do a thyroid
hormone, testosterone,
TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, just as a screen to see if there's a problem.
If you feel like shit,
and testosterone, because he's 50.
Check that stuff.
Yeah, if you feel like shit, go check it.
That's right.
Ain't that right?
That sure is right.
And don't drink diet sodas either. They're stupid.
Yeah, just get rid of them.
Your body senses sugar, and then it's looking for the carbohydrate rush that never comes. And then that makes you hungry. And people who drink diet sodas thinking that they're helping themselves are actually making it worse. And I always wondered how that was possible till I read that, mechanism. And so would I recommend drinking regular sodas? No, that's just sugar water. So we don't have to be constantly entertained, and our tongue doesn't need to be constantly titillated.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. Drink water, drink unsweet tea.
Black coffee.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't need the sugar now.
Yeah, something. I mean, let's get off the sugar water in this country.
Exactly.
Good Lord. You look at pictures of us in the 1950s, and there are a few fatties, but not anything like now. And I used to weigh 122, and now, I'm south of 200, but only 20 pounds south of 200. And, I don't follow my own advice. I need to be eating more protein and less carbohydrates myself. But anyway, all right, everybody. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks, Dr. Scott. Thanks, Tacey. Until next time, check your stupid nuts for lumps. Quit smoking, get off your asses, and get some exercise. We'll see you in 1 week for the next edition of Weird Medicine. Thanks, everybody. I never answered the question about why we're only on Sunday, so we'll do that right now.
Okay. Yeah, and I've got one from the family.
Okay. And then I got to go through those super chats.
And there's one super chat,
Yeah. All right. Uh-oh. Here we go with this thing lagging again. Hang on. So, Dr. Scott, I didn't ever answer that question about SiriusXM. We are currently on Sunday at 7, I think. Yeah, because I got off on talking about Rob Bartlett. That's what it was.
Yep.
The best way to listen to us is on demand. Just go use the SiriusXM app and listen to it that way. Then you don't have to worry about what time we're on and all that stuff. And I think some of it is we're getting preempted for sports right now because they're stealing bandwidth from 103 to broadcast sports. So the Sunday show is still intact. Hopefully when basketball season is over, then we'll be back to Saturday and Sunday.
Cool.
Okay. But anyway. All right, Dr. Scott, let's go through the Fluid family. If you want to join the Fluid family, go to youtube.com/@weirdmedicine and hit join and subscribe. That costs nothing. Subscribe is just like following somebody on Facebook. And then, but hit join, but you don't have to pay the 99 cents. You can just click accept gifted memberships because Myrtle Manus gave out 10 gifted Weird Medicine memberships, and somebody else did the same. LeBron Mystic also gave 10 Weird Medicine with Dr. Steve memberships. Thank you very much, LeBron Mystic. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's Labrn Mystic. I always have trouble when there's missing vowels in there. So you had a question, Dr. Scott?
Yes, King had a question from the Fluid family. He says, or she says, I lost my job in January because they no longer accepted my medical documentation that I had an anaphylactic reaction to the flu vaccine. They wanted to do a stratification testing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I disagree with that vehemently. If you have a physician that says you had anaphylaxis, they don't have any business standing between you and your doctor.
No.
And there may be some relief for you on this one.
Yeah. I'll be reaching out to someone who knows more about the if he's part of a union or maybe,
labor law stuff.
Yeah, has an attorney that would
because
be
all this business with the the COVID mandates.
Sure.
People that lost their jobs because they refused are now all either getting relief or they're getting their jobs back. But they can do stratification testing, but if you have an anaphylactic reaction to that, they're actually, exposing you to more anaphylaxis because it doesn't take much.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. And anaphylaxis, happening once is plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand that at all. I'd be calling it.
Why are they doubting you?
Yeah,
are you just a big fat liar?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Okay,
That's really terrible.
Okay, let us know how that goes. You can email me too, and I can send you maybe some information from the medical literature regarding anaphylaxis and influenza vaccine that might help your case.
It's basically state specific if we knew where King is.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
King.
All
Just
right, King.
email me.
Good luck.
All right. Sorry about that. Let me see. Yeah, Dang Lizard saying monitor your glucose levels, become a common health trend. Yes. Okay. And looks like that's it. Anything else?
Not that I saw.
Taste, you got anything else?
Of course not.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah. King is saying stratification testing scares me. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
If you ever had, okay, so let's say you had influenza to shellfish and you go to a restaurant.
Anaphylaxis.
And what did I say?
Influenza.
Oh,
sorry about that.
I'm an idiot.
That's
okay. Yeah.
Well, that's
Sorry about that.
Okay. So if you have anaphylaxis to shellfish and you go to a restaurant and they go, oh, yeah, we've got shellfish in everything, but let's just give you a little bit and see how you do it. That's stupid.
That's a terrible idea.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
So, I mean, I hate for you to be at risk for influenza because it sucks.
It does suck, yeah.
And the influenza vaccine does reduce the risk of dying from influenza and from, ending up in the hospital, but and anaphylaxis can kill you right then.
Yeah.
So you've got, anaphylaxis on one hand and the potential maybe influenza will take you out of this world on the other hand. So, you could see an immunologist. They are, allergist immunologist, and talk to them about it, and maybe they can write you a letter that says, hell no. Mm-hmm. You just get some backup.
Yeah.
Or they may say, hey, we've got this thing we could do. We might be able to desensitize you. I had to, in medical school, desensitize somebody to penicillin because it was literally the only drug that you could use to kill the thing that was killing them. And so they said that they had anaphylaxis to penicillin. And so the infectious disease guy, here I am, a fourth-year medical student, said, here's the protocol. You do it, and you give somebody, increasing doses and see what happens. And what you're trying to do is get the antibodies to bind on the first smaller doses, so when you give the larger doses, they're depleted and are already bound up somewhere. And, we were successful in being able to do that. But that person was going to die if we didn't do it. Mm-hmm. There is a risk of death of not taking the influenza vaccine, but it's vanishingly small. So that's a different situation. All right?
Yep.
King, stay in touch with us on that. All right?
All right.
All right, very good. Thanks to Dr. Scott. Thanks, Tacey. Thanks to everyone in the Fluid family checking us out at youtube.com/@weirdmedicine. Well, we're broadcast. We're not really doing a live stream. We're doing behind the scenes podcast, episode recording. Listen to our Sirius XM show on the Faction Talk channel right now, Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern. But on demand and other times at Jim McClure's pleasure. And many thanks to our listeners whose voicemail and topic ideas make this job very easy. Go to our website, drsteve.com, for schedules, podcasts, and other crap, and check out Dr. Scott's website at simplyherbals.net. Until next time, check your stupid nuts for lumps, quit smoking, get off your asses, get some exercise. We'll see you in 1 week for the next edition of Weird Medicine. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, let's do the intro, and then we'll get out of here.
Oh, good.
Let me save this before I do anything stupid.
Yeah, we've got a hot date tonight.
You do?
Going over to see the symphony. Edgar Meyer's playing with the symphony.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh, Edgar Meyer's the world's greatest double bass player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays with like Yo-Yo Ma. And,
yeah,
he's
good for him.
He's hot.
We got a hot date too.
Where you going?
Dueling piano.
Oh, I heard they were down at
it's
downtown. Yeah,
Liam's fiance's mother's birthday.
Yeah, I heard they were down there last night. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Okay, so today is 0301.
Yeah.
We have to get
0301.
And then broadcast.
0308.
030825. Okay.
The email is coming. The file is coming to you now.
Thank you, sir. What were you going to say, Tace?
We need tip money.
Oh, I have tip money.
Don't you have some from last night when you were working?
I do.
Whoops.
I already spent it all on a Big Mac.
Had to buy me a Pepsi Cola and a moon pie.
Just waiting for the lag to go away.
Still working on getting that computer changed.
I know.
You've been trying to change it so much for 2 months.
Well, I finally got the thing to replace the docking station for all that. So I can do it. Yeah, LeBron Mystic, like the way Dr. Steve articulated a few fatties.
A few fatties. Oh my.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Now it's still. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting the spinning. I can't do anything. I'm terrified to touch anything because we're going to lose the whole episode.
I'm telling you, I love my new fiber optic.
Oh, yeah.
I got it home.
Why we have it.
Oh, I know you do. I love mine. Yeah. It's good.
I can upload this show to SiriusXM in like 2 seconds now. It used to take 2 minutes. But this is... all right. I'll tell you what. We'll do it later. Tacey, if you want to get out of here.
Tacey, you're the best.
I just have to wait for... logic to decide that it's actually going to do something, and it's just spinning.
Laundry.
Damn it!
How you gonna do that and nap? Oh, I know how. Start laundry, take nap. Right? Bye, Taste.
All right. So that's just the skeleton.
Right.
Oh, it did it. Okay, it worked. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's go ahead and do the
sure.
intro.
It's all good.
We need to bring up the music. Shit.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I already tuned up, so. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
See, that's the things that are coming out of your mouth, child. Babbling, insanity, delusions.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
If you just read the bio for Dr. Steve, host of Weird Medicine on Sirius XM 103 and made popular by 2 really comedy shows, Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez, you would have thought that this guy was a bit of, a clown.
Why can't you give me the respect that I'm entitled to?
I've got diphtheria crushing my esophagus. I've got Ebola virus dripping from my nose. I've got the leprosy of the heart valve, exacerbating my incredible woes. I want to take my brain out and blast it with the wave, an ultrasonic, echographic, and a pulsating shave. I want a magic pill for all my ailments, the health equivalent to Citizen Kane. And if I don't get it now in the tablet, I think I'm doomed and I'll have to go insane. I want a requiem for my disease, so I'm paging Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve.
From the world-famous Cardiff Electric Network studios in beautiful downtown OJ City, it's Weird Medicine, the first and still only uncensored medical show in the history of broadcast radio, now a podcast. I'm Dr. Steve with my little pal, Dr. Scott, the traditional Chinese medicine provider who gives me street cred with the wacko alternative medicine assholes. Hello, Dr. Scott.
Hey, Dr. Steve.
My partner, Tacey, and all things will be here in a minute. This is a show for people who have never listened to a medical show on the radio or the internet. If you got a question you're embarrassed to take to your regular medical provider, if you can't find an answer anywhere else, give us a call, 347-766-4323. That's 347-POOHEAD. Follow us on Twitter at Weird Medicine or at DrScottWM. Visit our website at drsteve.com for podcasts, medical news, and stuff you can buy. Most importantly, we are not your medical providers. Take everything here with a grain of salt. You want to act on anything you hear on this show without talking over with your healthcare provider. Very good. Check out stuff.drsteve.com for all of your online buying needs. And then don't forget to check out the Roadie, ROADIE.drsteve.com robotic tuner for any of your friends, or if you yourself have a stringed instrument. It's the greatest invention ever, and it's, relatively inexpensive when it comes to accessories for high-end guitars and stuff like that. So check it out, roadie.drsteve.com. Check out Dr. Scott's website at simplyherbals.net. And then patreon.com/weirdmedicine. They get all of my, one-offs. I did a thing for Carl's 600th. You don't have to plow through that whole episode. It's just right there if you're... I did all my Normal World stuff goes there first. Any of my YouTube shorts on different topics and stuff like that. I'm just experimenting. Going to do more stuff there. And if we do Friday night live streams, they will go to Patreon first. And then these shows, the behind the scenes things, go straight to Patreon as soon as we're done. So check that out. Patreon.com/weirdmedicine. And then if you want me to say fluid to your mama, check me out at cameo.com/weirdmedicine. As cheap as they'll let me do it, which is $5 stupid. I would do it for free. I just like doing it. I'm not doing it for the money. So I try to make it as accessible as possible. And but check that out, cameo.com/weirdmedicine. All right?
Cool. All right. Let's do it. I've got to answer a question real quick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a question in there?
Yeah. So, Labyrinth Mystic had a question.
I wonder.
Is it Labyrinth?
Is it Labyrinth or LeBron Mystic? Yeah.
Let's just call it Mystic.
Well, here's some tip money. Thank you. I have tip money. Tacey's always worried about tip money.
Oh, no. So, real quick.
Thanks for the $5.
Yeah, let me get. I'll read this out, Steve. We can answer this real quick. Tips for migraines caused from degenerative disc C5, C6.
Yep.
Thursday, going in for an epidural, which alleviated pain last year. Okay. Real quick, couple things.
Yeah.
Migraine headaches typically respond extremely well to acupuncture with electrical stimulation.
Yep.
I can put little needles.
You want a DOM, though, not some jackass who took a weekend class.
A weekend warrior. No, you need somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Specializes in pain like I do. But you can run needles along both sides of the neck and upper shoulders and put a little bit of electrical stim and a little bit of heat. And 9 out of 10 times
you're talking about acute. That's acute management or preventative?
Both. I do acute migraines as long as they're not actively vomiting.
Yeah.
And then certainly I'll do it for management of chronic migraines. Had one the other. Just saw one yesterday. She's had migraines for 10 years. Finally, they talked her into coming to see me, and she's not had one in 2 months.
Wow.
And but the epidural C5, C6, you can have a couple of those, and those should help extremely well. They were just talking about that methylene blue possibly being a little bit of a discogenic, numbing agent. I don't know what they use, but if there'll be things that they can do other than just epidurals. Sometimes they can actually go in and do a radio frequency ablation.
Correct.
Or they can do a facet injections, which are beside
that helped me the most.
So there are a number of things that you can do.
If he's already going to somebody who can do epidurals, it's probably physical medicine and rehab or a pain clinic. So,
interventional pain. Yeah.
They'll know what to do. But that's I think what Dr. Scott is saying is correct. And Botox could help, but usually not for pain from a degenerative disc.
Right.
That's more for tension headaches and some and actual migraines. they can use Botox for that. But the neurologists are really the only ones that do that.
So there are a lot of different options. So hope you feel better.
Ooh, John's Earmite said he saw Bella Fleck with Edgar Meyer. Okay, so let me tell you my Bella Fleck story. I saw him with Tony Trischka, right?
Yeah.
And for their encore, they played 2 people on one banjo.
Oh, wow.
It just showed total mastery of the instrument. So they started off with Bella Fleck playing, it was sort of bluegrass, and all of a sudden Tony Trischka comes up behind him and starts picking the top 2 or 2 or 3 strings and fingering the top 2 strings on the fingerboard. So he's doing it above.
He's using both hands?
Yeah, he's doing like this. Gosh. And then Bella Fleck is doing like this, right?
My gosh.
And then they flipped, and they never missed a note.
No.
It was fucking unbelievable. I've never seen anything
ridiculous.
like it. It was really cool. It was just complete mastery of the
They're
instrument.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Liam, okay, and Labyrinth Mystic, thank you for the $2. We'll read your things. You don't have to pay, but we do see them easier if you do that. It says I've got electric stim from the doc to help with the pain. Okay.
And
that's either an anesthesiology pain clinic or a physical medicine rehab.
Yeah. And Weird Comment said had the disc between C4 and C6, so probably C4, C5, C5, C6 replaced with metal inserts. So the surgical options would include things like disc replacement, which are, and also possibly a cervical fusion for
last
stabilization,
resort,
which is last resort. Yeah,
absolutely last resort, because you get a lot of failed spinal surgeries, and if you go back. So let's just say that it's 50%. So 50% do well, 50% fail. You go back in and do it again. Now it's going to be 75 fail and 25. Yeah. And then it's going to be 12.5 and whatever that is, 87.5.
And there is some physical therapy to help with the stabilization as well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of things.
Yeah. So let us know, and good luck. You can do things like palmitoyl ethanolamide and stuff too. There are some medications, some supplements that are really good for pain on top of everything else.
Oh, yeah, shoot, yeah, absolutely.
And then Weird Comet gifted 10 Weird Medicine with Dr. Steve memberships. Thank you.
Well, and the other thing that I've actually seen and tried is
OB Dabbler got one.
Hey, Labyrinth or Mystic, I will tell you this too. Now, this is personally, and I've had some success with people too, is adding going back to the Celtic sea salt, a quarter teaspoon of Celtic sea salt in 6 ounces of water, and just down the hatch. Do that twice a day, and sometimes that'll help with migraines because it'll help with hydration.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Which is kind of similar, Dr. Steve. If Mystic came into the hospital and you say, "Listen, I think your headache's because you're dehydrated,"
we would give them fluids with
0.9% saline.
Yeah.
So
correct.
Kind of similar. Yeah. Not the same, but it's worth a try.
And Super Reefermon was saying, give me a gifted membership, and it just doesn't work that way. It is randomized. If I give out 10 memberships, the system just randomizes them. Weird Comet said the same thing. Let's see if Myrtle can give out 10 more and see if Super Reefermon, make sure that you have clicked accept gifted memberships, because if you don't click that, you will never get any. Okay? All right, hang on here. Let's see, old Myrtle, she likes giving out them. Well, I like giving them fellers them memberships, don't you know? All right, let's see. Okay, I'm going to assume Super Reefermon. I have to put my password in. Hang on. There we go. Okay, now let's watch and see if it worked. Okay, here we go. So Myrtle Manus gifted 10 Weird Medicine with Dr. Steve memberships, and the robot is not distributing them. So okay, Richie, King. Oh, King got one. Amy C. Rover, Shmuel Buckman, Ryan Doherty, Hamhead, Joaquin England, not cupcakes, wilderness obsession. Oh, no. Sorry, Super Reefer Mon. I don't know what to tell you. Just if you hang in there long enough, we'll get you one. They're 99 cents. So, all right, you ready?
Yeah, let's play one. And then I'm going to see Edgar.
Well, okay. Do you want to try this, Karma Police?
Yeah, let's do it, man. I was just playing the lead to it.
Yeah, well, I need you playing chords on this.
Oh,
because I need you to fill in the blanks.
I will.
Yeah, you can do that at the beginning.
I will. I will.
Yeah.
I
you
got
can do
you.
that.
Come on, police, arrest this man. He talks in mad, buzzes like a fridge, he's like a D2 radio.
Now it goes to this is.
Oh, good.
She missed it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. This is what you get. This is what you get when you mess with us.
When you mess with us.
Come on, police. I've given all I can. It's not enough. I've given all I can, but we're still on the payroll. This is what you get. This is what you get. This is what you get when you mess with us. For a minute.
Oh, shit, I messed up.
Oh. Just that bridge. For a minute there, I
There you go.
lost myself. Thank you. I lost myself. For a minute there, I lost myself. I lost myself. For a minute there.
No, this is the end. You're off by a verse, so that's okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. That's all right. Okay, that was a reasonable run through. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I just played through the intro.
Oh, the intro only goes once.
Gotcha, yeah.
Okay,
And
you ready?
I screwed it up, yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, let's try it.
Come on, police, arrest this man. He talks in mad. He buzzes like a fridge. He's like a D2 giving all I can, but we're still on the payroll. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get when you mess with us. For a minute there, I lost myself. I lost myself. For a minute there, I lost myself. I lost myself. For a minute there, I lost myself. I lost myself. For a minute.
No, that's it. That's
oh,
it.
I
No, that's it.
lost
That's it.
myself. But the song goes, it finishes that chorus.
No, we just finished right there. That's where it finishes, and then you.
Oh.
So you do for a minute there. I lost myself, and then it does the instrumental. Then you do it again, and then it does the instrumental, and then it's over.
Yeah, we didn't get all the way through the
So you
second
did
bridge.
for a minute there. I lost myself twice. Then we did the instrumental. You only do it once. Then the instrumental. Then you do it again. Then the instrumental, and then we're done. You see?
Yeah. We might be reading two different versions. That's okay.
Well, okay.
Yeah, no, mine just had would have the way mine has is just finished the second bridge. The second part of the second bridge is all it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we do the bridge once.
Right.
Then the instrumental.
Right.
Then the bridge.
Right, which is where it stopped.
Then the instrumental.
We didn't get. We
No,
didn't
you
get
did
that part.
I think you sang the bridge twice. Did you not?
No,
Am
I swear
wrong?
it. I swear
okay,
it. Yeah.
okay. Well, then
Because
I
it
didn't
stopped.
record it right then.
Yeah, you just stopped. You stopped right at the end of that.
Okay, well then stop there then.
Okay. 2-4.
I lost myself. I lost myself. I can't sing.
You got that's still better. That's way better. Here comes this one, right? And then here comes the second bridge.
And it ends. All right.
So we'll just stop it.
Well, if you just sing for a minute there, right at the beginning, there's no no. I'm just saying after when you mess with us, you go straight to where for a minute there, sing it once, then instrumental, then sing it again, and then it does the instrumental and it ends. I think. Let's try it. Let's do it from here. Well, let's here. Okay, this will go for the last. This is what you'll get when you mess with us, okay? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what you'll get.
Oh, this is what you. Oh, this is okay. That's what I'm saying.
Mess with us.
Okay.
Now here we go for a minute there.
For a minute there, I
Transdermal. Now singing.
For a minute there, I lost myself. I lost myself.
And.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So we'll just stop it.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right.
All right, we can do it.
You want to try it again?
2:43.
What time we gotta leave?
Now. Let's play one more time through that. Let's go straight through.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Then
Ready?
I gotta go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. Gotta get it to auto scroll.
Come on, police. Arrest this man. He talks in mass. He buzzes like a freak. He's like an E2 radio. Come up, police. Arrest this girl. Her Hitler hairdo is making me feel ill. We have crashed her party. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get when you mess with us. Come on, police. I've given all I can. It's not enough. I've given all I can, but we're still on the payroll. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get when you mess with us. For a minute there, I lost myself. I lost myself. For a minute there, I lost myself. I lost myself. For a minute there, I lost myself. I lost myself.
There you go. I'm thinking if we just do it as an acoustic thing and make it more country.
Oh yeah.
It might work a little better.
Well, you know we got to try next week. I heard it on the way over here.
Yeah, what's that?
Old school Merle Haggard.
Okay.
Misery and Gin.
There you go. I can do that.
There I am again, mixing misery and gin. I'm talking to myself.
You know the background of the comic book character called Eddie Brock. Yeah, that was Sandman.
No, I don't. Thank you, guys.
I don't know what
hate to run, but I got to run. I got a show to go to. Take care, Mystic.
It says, by the way, Dr. Scott got it right. Huh? I don't know what he's talking about. What you got right?
Yeah, if I got it right. That's a.
I can't imagine what it could possibly be.
I can't either. The odds are slim, brother.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you next time.
And
You're a bunch of good ones, I tell you that.
Mixing misery and gin. I'm talking to myself.